A few years ago, I made a tower defense game in Roblox, and looking back at it now, yeah, it definitely hasn't aged well. So instead of letting this game die, I decided to completely rebuild it. But this time, there's a twist. I'm turning it into a Minecraft tower defense game. New map, new mobs, new towers, new VFX. And I have no idea if this is going to end up looking amazing or completely terrible. So here's what we need to build. First, the map. Then, the mobs and towers. And finally, a boss to make sure the game actually feels like a tower defense. Let's start with the map. And this is what I had to work with. Yeah, this thing is basically straight from the toolbox. So obviously, the first thing I had to do was completely rebuild it. I wanted the map to actually feel like Minecraft without just throwing random Minecraft blocks everywhere. So I started with the basics. Grass for the terrain, stone for the path, and then I started adding some trees around the map. And honestly, it was already looking way better. But the middle of the map was still completely empty. So I needed something to fill it. And since this is Minecraft, why not a well? And somehow this tiny detail made the whole map feel much more alive. But there was one problem. Where are the enemies actually going to come from? I could make them spawn out of nowhere, but that would look terrible. So I had two options. A cave or a nether portal. And honestly, I think the nether portal fits this game way better. So I built one for the entrance and another one at the end of the path. Now I had the map, but there was one thing missing. I had absolutely no idea how the enemies were going to know where to walk. So I added invisible waypoints along the entire path. Basically, these are just little markers that tell the enemies, go here, then here, then here. I'm placing one at every corner of the path, so later I can simply tell the enemies to follow them in order. And with that, the map is finally done.
Nice.
Now we can move on to the enemies. And yeah, this is where I started running into a few problems, but we'll get to that later. For the mobs, I wanted to have 5 different enemies. A zombie, a baby zombie, a skeleton, a wither skeleton, and
Chicken jockey!
All right, let's start with the zombie. For this one, I just grabbed the model from the toolbox, just like always. After removing all the unnecessary scripts from the model, I started working on the walk animation. And here's the thing. I've literally never animated anything before, so I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. But after messing around with it for a while, I actually got something that doesn't look completely terrible. And honestly, wait, this actually looks pretty good. I mean, it's definitely not Minecraft's animation team, but for my first animation, I'll take it. But we're not done yet. Right now, it's just a zombie walking around the map. And honestly, that's not exactly a very interesting enemy. So I wanted to give it a proper health bar, a hit effect, and of course, a death animation. And this is where things started taking way longer than I expected. Alrighty, now that's way better. Now we actually have a proper enemy. But if we're going to have a zombie, we obviously need a baby zombie. And also all other mobs. So I did the exact same thing for the other mobs. And honestly, the game is starting to feel like an actual game now. So yeah, I think we're finally done with the mobs. Now let's move on to the most interesting part of the video, the towers. Most tower defense games rely heavily on long-range towers. So instead of just making 3 towers that all do the same thing, I wanted each one to have its own playstyle. First, we have Steve, the most obvious choice possible. Since he's a melee tower, he has to get up close and personal with the enemies. So I'm giving him high damage and a fast attack speed to make up for his short range. Next, we have the snow golem. And this one is basically the complete opposite. He has a massive range, but deals damage from a distance like a sniper. And finally, the creeper. Because obviously we can't make a Minecraft game without a creeper. And this one is a little different. Instead of constantly attacking enemies, it explodes when it reaches them and disappears. So now we have 3 towers, 3 completely different playstyles. Let's see if they actually work. But before that, there's one last thing we need. And honestly, it might be the most important one. The boss. Minecraft has quite a few bosses. The Ender Dragon, the Wither, the Warden, but I decided to go with none of them. Instead, I went with a forgotten legend that's been around for years. Herobrine. And before you start typing, that's not Minecraft, I don't care. It's my game. So here's what I came up with. I made him absolutely massive, gave him a giant sword, added some electric VFX, and of course, a massive health bar. And honestly, this is starting to look like an actual Minecraft tower defense game. But there's only one thing left to do. Actually play it. And that's it. If you enjoyed watching me build this, make sure to subscribe because I'm planning to make a lot more Roblox development content like this. And if you're a Roblox developer yourself, join my Discord. It's not just a place to download my projects. There's a whole community of Roblox developers where you can get help with your scripts, share your work, sell your assets, or even find people to work with on your next game. So if you're serious about making games on Roblox, come join us. Link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.